I'm Chosen Architect, and this is All the Mods Volcano Block. Today is going to be all about that storage. That's right, we are going to be working on storage logistics and figuring out how to get this all set up. So because we moved all of our inventory, I needed to go ahead and get it all placed down. And I also added some more things to compacting drawers. I got everything linked to this controller, and we're going to use this controller as an input for all of our automations. This place is going to be the ultimate storage hub. This whole area can be filled with drawers, and we should be able to set up any sort of like infinitely automating processes inside here. Of course, that's the goal. That's the goal of today. And well, there's going to be a few steps required in order to get this to work. The first priority is going to be, well, making sure that we can get ourselves some ender chests, because that's how we're going to send items back and forth. Now, ender chests, well, they require something specific, and not normal ender chests, by the way. We're talking about these ender chests right here, the ones from ender storage. They require blaze rods. And there's a couple of ways I can go about getting blaze rods. We could set up a little bit of immersive engineering and do a press. There's also a compressor that can make blaze rods. Or we can just do the old-fashioned way and go to the Nether and kill some mobs, which I think that method sounds more fun. And we can also probably grab a spawner if we're lucky. But I'm going to have to prepare myself a little bit. And I think this is where making some armor and some weapons is going to be really good. Actually, I think we already have a sword that will be perfectly fine for killing these things. But we need some armor to make ourselves, well, a little bit more fire resistant. And well, ours actually has us covered with the armor as well. I want to set up the battle mage armor. And this armor is just regular diamond armor surrounded by mage bloom fibers. And we do it all inside of the enchanting apparatus. And so we're going to need just a full set of regular diamond gear in order to craft all of this. And of course, we're going to need some mage bloom fibers. Eventually, I want those automated. That'll be a nice thing to have up and running, so I don't have to manually farm them. And I mean manually by I have to break them, because the right click function for some reason doesn't work. Now, the only bad part about this armor, particularly the mage armor, battle armor, which uses diamond, which is going to have more defense, is that, well, it doesn't have as many upgrade slots for upgrading and applying different effects. And it also doesn't look that amazing either. I'm not a big fan of the helmet. I like the iron one that you can craft. I like the way the iron one looks. So I might end up making the iron one just to put in this slot, so that way I can have like a mage helmet. Because right now I have all of the armor slots disabled. And this is what the helmet looks like for this by default. Yeah, I'm not digging it. So now that I have a full set, we can go ahead and put this on. I just have my helmet disabled. I think I'm probably going to go that route. And you can actually dye this any color you want. So let me try white, for example, because I bet white would look pretty good with this gear and kind of match our theme. Oh, white seems to just like clear the color, apparently. Because yeah, if we put white on here, I don't think, oh, no, never mind. White does work. Oh, and it actually looks pretty good. Oh, it looks so good with the gold. And of course the helmet will hit with the white as well, except I have the helmet disabled. But with it on, you know what? While it's white, it doesn't actually look horrible, but I'm still not a huge fan of the helmet. That's just a part of the battle mage thing, though. I will admit, though, I do look pretty ready for combat. That is for sure. And speaking of combat, there's a couple of add-ons that we can do. Right now, we only have like a tier 1 slot for each of these. And there's some threads in ours that have some extra, like, I don't know, they're sort of like little enchants. And I don't think there's anything in here that will really benefit us too well. Like, for example, I mean, this one could potentially help. It grants additional stack of looting. And we should have some Drigme shards. Actually, we should have all of this. So that might be something we can put on for sure. So I'm going to add that to the list of potential ads. And then maybe there's something else that could be nice. Starbuckle's pretty nice. It gives us a running speed, and that one's pretty easy to do. And let's see, thread of kindling causes the targets to burn. I don't think there's one that prevents burning though. So I think I found a good mix. We have tier 1s for each of these, so we can do a thread of magic capacity, a thread of repairing, which will repair our gear with our mana, Thread of the Starbuncle, which will give us a little bit of speed, and then also the Thread of the Drigme, which will give us basically looting. I think all of those are going to be pretty good. Now, applying these threads are actually pretty straightforward and pretty simple. And in this case, it doesn't matter where we put it because we only have tier 1s with an empty 1 slot. Now, the higher the tiers on your slots, the bigger the effect of the thread. And you can actually have more than 1 slot as well. But in this case, with this particular armor, it's built more towards defense and not so much towards magic capacity. So all we have to do is click this on here, and you can see we have that 1 slot. And so we can go ahead and slot that in by just clicking it on here. And now this has the Starbuncle 1, which gives us a little speed boost, which is kind of nice. And it doesn't even cost anything. So let's go ahead and put the other piece in here. So we can go ahead and put our leggings, not a huge deal. And then we can go ahead and put the threading. I think this affects all of our armor and will allow us to repair all of our armor with the mana over time. And then the Drigme, of course, I'll put that on the chest piece. No big deal. And it doesn't, like I said, it doesn't really matter, I think, where you put it when it's this low. So you would, of course, want to put things in the slots that has the highest for the things that you want. But yeah, there we go. Everything is ready to go and perfect. So I put this on, and now we have extra mana capacity as well. So we now have a larger mana bar and all of that stuff for whenever we're using our spell book. Very, very cool. And we're also protected as if we have diamond gear on, which I think is going to be nice. Now I do need some food, and we should probably at least put some sort of enchants on these. Now I did go ahead and prep up what's going to be our mob farms. Of course, I'm going to turn this back on and get this set back up once we have the storage set back up, because a lot of the stuff that we had going was going into their own storages, but now I want everything to go into the drawers to make things easier later on. And so that also means this. So I do still have some experience in the tanks from mob grinding utils. And so let's go ahead and make an XP tap, and we should be able to take like one of these jumbo tanks that are filled with experience, and it will just give us tons of experience as needed. So we should be able to enchant this as much as we need until we get the enchants that we want. So let's go ahead and set up a basic enchanting system. An area, just need to get enough in here. There we go. And then some lapis. And I should be ready to go. So, some stuff I'm looking for on this gear, by the way. I'm looking for protection, mostly. Protection would be nice. Honestly, fire protection would be the best in this particular case. But I should be able to use a grindstone to like reset this. Like, this protection is nice and all, but it's not, it's far from perfect. And I think going through here and just seeing what each piece will give me, like that's blast protection. I'd prefer fire protection right now. Come on now. Mana boost is also good. But look at that. It didn't give me anything there. It's going to take some time. But yeah. Oh, it actually can put... Oh yeah, I forgot. Apotheosis allows you to have 2 different types of protections on your gear, which I think is just maddening that that's the case. It makes it so powerful. There's feather falling and mana boost. None of those things are going to be what we want. So I'm just going to keep rolling. I could do it another way. There are books, and I could like specifically work on like just single enchants, but yeah, I'm gonna keep going. There we go. Fire protection. Honestly, I'm happy with that, even though it doesn't have anything else on it. There's fire protection. Come on, more fire protection. Yes. And protection. You know what? This might be good enough. This might be good enough with 2 sets of fire protection and some more protection. I'm down. I'm down. Now, of course, I shouldn't be too scared because, well, we have this captive dream sword. So this will allow me to go into the Nether and hopefully farm up some blaze. It does have extra looting, and we have even more looting on our chest piece here. So that with the Drigme, that's going to be really powerful. Now there is one spell that I would like to make before we go here as well that'll help us in case we get the Wither, and that is the Dispel spell. Yes, we are going to need a cow, so this is why I had captured a cow. Look at that, milk on demand. We got milk on demand. So we just click these onto here, and that should give us the dispel that we're going to need. So that way, if we get withered, we can just remove it very simply. It does not, however, remove like fire if we're on fire, unfortunately. So I think at this point, we can go ahead and head into the Nether. So I'll build the portal and let's go ahead and dive in. Oh boy. This is going to be a blaze rod run. And we should be able to just head up here because I think there's a blaze spawner. Yeah, right here. And let's see how well this works. Oh my goodness, the looting. We're not even taking fire damage. Oh, nice. But we can end up getting molten cores, 2 or 3 blaze kills. And I have 2 molten cores. And I also have blaze rods. So yes, this sword is pretty powerful, I must say. Also, Portal, I need you to just skidoo out of here, please. Oh wow, does it allow you to farm source stone? Oh, no, you don't get it. Okay, good. But yes, let's see. Let's use our, the wither is going to hit us. Let's use our I need some milk. Oh, we're gonna die. We're literally gonna die. No, I can't die here. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. No! Okay. Whew. I should have made a heal spell. That I should have made. Yeah, because this is not going to be fun getting back. So I do spawn in with a key when I die, which is kind of nice because I can hop over here and I should be able to grab an ender pearl and combine this with an ender pearl and we get a special key. This key is going to allow me to teleport directly back to my grave in my ghostly form. And I just need to prepare myself for this. So death really isn't a huge thing to worry about. Oh, I should not have done that. But yes, I think I have enough for right now. Let's head back home before things get too chaotic. Oh boy. Yeah, and we didn't lose all of our experience either because I have some points that are prioritized into the experience. But just look at this. I mean, we get tons of things. Oh man, that's the blaze rods we're going to need. And I think the molten cores are also used to make blaze rods as well. Yep, 2 of them can make 4. So definitely worth it. Oh, the one thing I almost forgot. Oh, we need to head back. We need to head back real quick. I wanted to try and grab that portal real quick. Okay, so let's eat so I don't die. Oh man, and let's use this silk touch pick and see if we can't pick up this spawner that is up here. Because I think that'll be super important. Can I pick it up? I don't know if it picked it up. It's going to be hard to know. Let's head home. We'll build a new portal in front of this portal. There we go. And I should have. It should have. Wow, we took a lot more damage than I thought we would. And it's probably because we don't have like full protection, right? And there we go. So yes, we are able to pick up the spawner so long as you have silk touch. And it'll pick up the apotheosis one. I think if you break it without this, you'll end up getting a broken spawner, which I believe is from the spirit mod. So now for the moment of truth. We need to get into the ender chest, right? Ender chest mod. And we're going to end up making several of these over time. And I'm going to leave it on the white channel because that's what it, we should have plenty of white wool. And so here we go. Let's go ahead and define this and set this up. So I'm going to need a space in between the controller here because I want to get something going. I want to use laser IO for this. I think that is going to be one of the best mods in this pack to transfer items. So we're going to transfer from the ender chest into this storage drawer from all of our automation setups. That will be the goal. That way we can void things if there's excess and all that stuff. And we should be able to handle that. So we're not like filling up our entire storage with applied energistics. Which is not a great idea. So with this, we need to get into laser IO. So laser IO is going to require a couple of things to be crafted. But the mod is super simple in concept. Very powerful though. Very, very powerful. So we need a lot of these logic chips. And this is going to require clay, which I do have. So let's just make a bunch of clay. But yeah, these logic chips are going to be very important to laser IO. So early on, making as many of them as you can is going to be super important. So I'm going to craft as much as I can right now. and drop them in and let them all get smelted up real quick inside of our smelting factory, which we're probably going to end up using again in a very similar way that we had it set up before. Now, some tips for this mod that are really going to help you out is make a card holder. Believe me, you will not be disappointed by doing this. As you can see, item cards don't stack, which are the way that you define the inputs and outputs. So using a card holder allows them to stack. You can also modify entire stacks. You can split stacks, right? You can separate these and you can modify this whole stack in its own way. And it makes it really easy for you to put these inside of your laser nodes. So keep that all in mind. Very, very powerful. Now we're also going to need ourselves a laser wrench and some laser connectors to actually make the node themselves. Thankfully, in this case, the main node is just sending into our storage. So I want to use this one chest as a way to just take all of our systems and put it in here. So that means items are really going to be flying fast through this ender chest. But Laser IO can handle it. That's the cool part. So we can place the Laser IO node, and this is basically like a hopper that can accept items from any side and also output items from any side. So consider it very similar to that. It's just a thing that can work that way. It can also be connected to other laser nodes via a laser, and then you create a network just like any other mod allows network connections. And of course you have some really nice filters, like a counting filter. It can handle water, fluid, and power as well. I've used this in a lot of videos, and I must say it is incredibly powerful, like I said. Now also, overclockers are how you speed up the operations. And so I believe the max stack for a single card is going to be 8, and I'll show that here. So when we open this interface up, for right now, we're going to notice it's connected to the up slot, and whatever side you access it from will be the side that automatically opens up. So you can see I'm connected to the up, that's down, north, right, you know, and all of this. And in the newer versions, it actually shows an icon of the inventory that's connected to it, which is just phenomenal. I wish it was in this. But anyways, we have ourselves these cards, and it's also probably best if you just hit Control O to remove JEI. But we can put this inside of the up slot. And what I want is I want to turn this to an extract, and then you also have channels that you can change, but I'm just going to set it to extract for right now. So that is going to basically pull into the node, which it doesn't have an inventory, but it's going to pull from the inventory, and now it's looking for an export that's on the same channel color, same channel ID, and it's looking for an insert. And so if we open the bottom here, we can put an insert card in here, and now anything that goes in this should go automatically into here, into the storage. So for example, I know I have charcoal inside of a drawer. So I put that in there, it's going to start taking it out of here and just putting it back into the drawer, which is exactly what we want, right? Now we want to speed that up, and to speed it up, well, that's where the fun happens with these overclocker cards. By default, you can only do 8 items per 20 ticks, which every second, so 8 items a second. But we can speed that up with the overclockers by putting 4 in here and set this to 64, and we can drop this down to every tick. So that will do 64 items every tick. And we can make that go even faster than that, right? Because that is just a single slot right here. We can actually speed this up even further by putting extra export cards in here. However, for every new slot you use on this, you need an overclocker card that goes here, which will be a node overclocker. And the node overclockers, if I return JEI, the node overclockers are the diamond looking ones. So this would allow you to use more cards. But honestly, I've done a lot of playthroughs, and just the 64 every tick is way faster. It's going to be more than enough, right? So this should be plenty speed to getting everything moved over. Now, one of the first things I want to automate with this, well, you guessed it, my mob farms. That is something that I definitely want to get this set up for. Now, let's work on the hostile mob farm first, because that's probably the most complicated. And I want to make this as simple as possible. Now, if we just connected this hopper up to this ender chest, we would end up with a problem. And that problem would be that all of these items that have no drawer would just clog up this chest. And we can't have that happening. So what we need to do instead is we need to set up like a laser node that can transfer the items out of the absorption hopper and have it go into this first with a priority, which we're going to talk about here in just a second, and then go into the ender chest. So anything that doesn't go in here will go in here. So how do we go about setting that up? Well, first of all, I need to use this laser node here. I need to set this up. This will be our extract. Or actually, yeah, let's do the extract first. So I'm going to create a set of cards here that will be set to the extract channel. And I'm going to do 2 sets because this will be very similar for the other setup. And so that way we have another card that we can use over here. So I'll make it pretty simple. So yes, just set to extract. We'll go ahead and set that to 8 for right now. And we can put the overclockers. Well, we can't put the overclockers in just yet because we're doing 2 at a time. But there we go. It's filtered. It's set up. Everything's golden. Now we need to work on how to get the stuff into this cabinet first. So that's going to be priority. So in this set of input cards, we do have a priority slot here. And if we set that to 1, that's going to be a higher priority than 0. And so what should happen, if I'm correct, hopefully I'm correct, this top slot, we should be able to just put this card in here that's now higher priority in that slot, and it should try to send that next. And then of course, these item cards are just ready to go by themselves. No configuration needed. So if I put this item card in here and the items are in here, right, that fill up, we should be able to take something out. For example, like, I don't know, a bow. I don't know if I have like a bow inside of here, but there we go. We have a couple of like weird bows. If we put those in there, it should not end up in this ender chest. You can see it went into this storage instead. Because of how the priority works, it goes in here first. And it should. Anything that can go in here should go in here. That's how I think it should work. Until this thing fills up, then we're going to have a real problem on our hands. But we could use this as a filter. So we could just trash all of these things if we really wanted to by hooking up a pipe that pulls from this and just sends it all to a trash can. So this is basically a filter for anything that has multiple like damage values and weird MBT stuff. Now, from what I had seen, I don't think there was anything that we really needed to worry about over here. So we probably can just completely skip using laser IO for this setup and just directly connect it. Because if I remember the passive farm, I don't think there was anything that ever ended up inside of my armory cabinet. So with this setup, this bad boy should be able to be turned on. I'm always weary. Let's set up the hostile one first. And so I'm going to actually use, I think the building gadgets will probably be the best for this. So let's go ahead and get that pulled up. Where are my gadgets? I think I should have my building gadgets unless I put them in here. There we go. So just the regular old building gadgets. I'm going to set this to surface and the range of 5, right? Because this is only a 5 in here. And then I need to get the dirt from mob grinding. And I'll go ahead and I'm going to light the area up for right now because I should be able to break the torch and this should prevent mobs from spawning. Okay, so we'll place that. And if for some reason it's not showing, that is kind of weird. Let's just do maybe build to me. There it goes. Now build to me is working. Okay, so all of that's in. Shut this off. I'm going to need my glass. It's like the mob farms just get out of hand so quick. So quick. Okay. And then put that there. Perfect. All right, so our mobs are spawned. Everything's good. I can turn my fans on. And this should be filtering everything just like I hoped it would. Let's see, and I need to go up here, turn that on. All right, so our mob farm should be working. We shouldn't have items building up in here. They should be transferring, and everything should be good. Should be good there. And now for the passive one. This is going to be a little bit different because I need to set up the water, but I did take you guys' advice, and you guys are like, why don't you use the sequencer? That makes it so much simpler. You have no idea. I was like, why did I not use this in the first place? But there is a sequencer from RF Tools. This thing right here. And so all we have to do is place the sequencer facing up. And then I found that right about here is a good spot. So what it's going to do, it's going to run through here. And I think this is every tick. And it's going to send a pulse every time it encounters the white space. And so this will send 2 ticks and we'll just loop. and it'll loop continuously. I believe loop 3 is what I need. We'll find out when we place this down. We place it, and let's see, is that the version? I don't think so. I think it's step. I'm such a derp. It's loop 1. Loop 1 is what we need. And as you can hear, it is just going, and it ignores redstone signals. So perfect. So it's just going to continue doing this loop. And that should be the perfect amount. You can hear it doubling. Because I don't want the water to stay here. That causes issues. Mobs won't spawn if there's water. So I do want it to double pulse. And okay, so at this point, we just need to fill our hole with the concrete. And then I don't think light goes through this. No, it does not. So I will need a light source. But first, let's just go ahead and get it placed in. Let's get the dirt placed in. Oh, this one's the rough one. This one spawns so many mobs. So many mobs. Delightful dirt. Here you go. Don't go crazy or anything on me. All right, we're all placed in. And then we just need to get the water bucket. Oh, there's a mob in front of my enchanter's eye. I gotta get that fixed. Okay. Bucket. That is what we need. And I should be able to just craft one real quick. Perfect. And we'll put that inside here. Oh, the pulses may not be enough. Ooh, that's not enough. Okay, so the pulse is going to need to be a bit longer than that. So how about right there? That is probably where we need it to be. That seems a little bit better. Oh boy. And I bet that's sitting in here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so we'll place this back, put the water in. Oh, and then we gotta mess up again. There we go. Oh, goodness. Okay. So now we should be able to get this set back up. And there we go. That's running how I want it to. And then we just need to get our torches in. I know, a lot of steps to getting the mob farm going and back up and running, but it'll be all worth it in the end, I think. Because, of course, we want to still receive all of the items that we were receiving before and have an infinite supply of them. So this will make sure that happens. And there we go. So mobs are now working, and we now have everything back up and running, and that should be putting them in here. And you can see right now that everything's filling up. The sand is filling up. We need to put a void upgrade, I think, on the sand. But as soon as that's on there, everything should be back to the way it was before we decided to tear everything down. Oh my goodness. And there we go. Ender chest is sorting the items. And this is why I said the logistics of the storage system is so important, and it's going to help us so much later on down the road. So with that, we are one step closer to becoming self-sufficient in this world, and things are only going to get easier from here. And of course, guys, if you did enjoy and learn something from today's episode, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video a huge thumbs up, as that, of course, helps out that good old YouTube algorithm. You know how it may be. Also, comment down below. That also helps a little bit. I don't know. Let me know what is your favorite storage mod. I don't know. Fight in the comments. I want to see who likes refined storage over applied energistics, or who likes applied energistics over refined storage. I would love to hear what you guys have to say. And of course, guys, it is now time to thank the amazing supporter of today's video. And that huge thanks is going to go out to Pepperjack JS. Thank you so much, dude, for your amazing support over here on the Discord, becoming a Discord premium member and supporting in one of the best ways possible. And of course, guys, if you're interested in joining the Discord, all you gotta do is go to discord.gg/ChosenArchitect and join the amazing community today. Link down in the description below if that's something you're interested in. And of course, guys, I hope to see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching. Bye.